Hi everyone. In today's healing session, I would love to give you all a breath technique that can strengthen your navel point. Your navel point is at the belly button. So when I say pull up mula bandha, sex organ, rectum, the navel, which is like we're squeezing everything up and in, we're really pressing the belly button to the spine. So ultimately, what that does is it gives us like an elevation. When we pull up and in, it elevates us. So through that elevation, through that everything being squeezed in, it really puts a focus on inside us. Inside, within. So the navel point is also your second brain. Now, we don't talk a lot about the second brain in the Western society, but our second brain is our willpower. It is our flexibility or agility, our strength to be able to keep up with the changes of life. So we have our brain, and our brain, that cognitive thinking, we have those cognitive processes going on. We're processing information, we're filtering it, outputting it, inputting information, and it's all being filed and organized. That's wonderful, okay? I like to say it's our visionary self, our creative, the cognitive idea or intellectual understanding of that creative expression that could be just a feeling. Okay, that's why as adults, children, they have a stronger navel point than they do, let's say, a mental ability or cognitive thinking of understanding, organizing, filing their creativity in the practical sense. That's what our mind, our first brain, helps us with. But as adults, we have this mental power, but then our navel point is just like really small. And our navel point is our creativity. So children are just incredibly imaginative in every possible way. It's just they don't know how to organize it cognitively into a concise, practical understanding. So it's more like a feeling, like a dream. It's very elusive. So as adults, we want to have that strong navel point and a strong mental power, because we need both, okay, to really manifest, or I like to say actualize, our creative idea in a concise, practical way. And isn't that what we want? We want to see our creative works of art in our practical life. And that's where the mind, the first brain, with organization, with being able to file, input, output data, organize the information that can be translated, transcribed, and put out in a way that people can relate to, okay? So with the navel point, it's also our self-esteem. And self-esteem and creativity are like one in the same. So people who tend to have a higher self-esteem have a higher creativity level or imagination. With higher self-esteem, your imagination or your creativity, it goes with that. So our navel point, our gut, is also our ability to metabolize emotions. We think of like the belly, the stomach, as we digest food, but we also have this metabolic health that has to do with our glandular system that is able to process energy, metabolize energy. So if you're in a really dense environment, negativity, it can metabolize it like a child. They just have this really healthy metabolic health when it comes to digesting food. It's just like rapid, 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 rapid. It's like they input and it just organizes and just files through the body, the food, the nutrition. So as adults, our gut gets really haggard. It gets abused by all the food and the toxicities that we put in our body. And we're not sensitive enough in our culture right now to really feel, okay, how off our metabolic health is. It's not natural what we have going on when it comes to our haggard gut. It's not natural. That's why we have a lot of herbs. Herbs are good at strengthening the navel point. I'm not a herbalist. I'm more of the physical body as a way to heal the mind, body, and spirit. There are herbs. Even scents can trigger or unlock, heal this navel point, which is metabolism when it comes to energy. Okay, we want a nice circulation of energy. That's why we call this area, like the sun, the marigold sun, which is like orange and yellow. And that sun is ultimately our life force. It gives us energy. It gives us energy, momentum behind our ideas. It's what moves our ideas. Like the sun moves life. Without the sun, life, would just be, it would be like Mars or something if we didn't really have a good solid sun. It would be like we're on some Uranus and it's just all like stale and bleak and stuff like that, So we are on Earth, we have a sun, and that sun is very much creates cycles. It gives us circulation. That's what cycles are. Seasons are circulation. Okay, we got to move the energy around. That's why we move into winter and into spring, into summer. It's just automatically just moving things metabolically. So this is going to be a simple thing that you can do. You could do this for 3 minutes. You could do this for as long as you feel necessary. But ultimately, I would not do this really more than 3. Okay, but it's really good for the digestive system. So what we're going to do is have our hands in Gyan Mudra. We're going to take long, deep breath in. So squeeze up the Mula Bandha. So everything is being elevated, squeezed up. You can even see the elevation when I do it. I'm kind of dramatizing. That's a word. You press the tongue on the upper palate as though you're pressing up, up, up. And then you pump. With the held in breath, you pump the navel. You're pressing the belly button to the spine. And your eyes are at the tip of the nose because I want you to put awareness, focus on this marigold, orange, yellow sun. And when you have no more breath, you exhale while you continue to pump the navel. Belly button to spine, belly button to spine. And your spine is tall. So when you have no more breath, you continue to pump. When there's 0 breath, you pump a little bit more. And then you inhale, continue. Inhale. Squeeze everything up and in. Press belly button to spine. Tongue, upper palate. Eyes on the nose. Focus on the pineal gland. Your third eye. Beam out of the third eye. Visualize indigo. Squeeze everything in. Exhale. Inhale. Squeeze everything up and in. Exhale. Relax. Sat Nam.